Jackson inside. He's got that burst. He's down the left sideline.
Johnson, you're not catching him. He's going to the mall. That's the wildest touchdown with an Etch-a-Sketch run.
Moore is off to the races on the simple option. Quintrell Jackson. He will sprint 4-6.
Going deep in the end zone. Touchdown.
Chris Osborne here at Pinson Valley High School. It's homecoming, and joining me now is head football coach, Coach James Thompson. Coach, you got a high-powered offense. You guys are 2-2. What do you expect tonight?
Man, I expect these guys to come out and execute the game plan. I'm expecting these guys to, like I said, execute and play mistake-free football.
You guys are pretty loaded on the offense and, both passing and rushing.
Yeah, so we've been able to have some good balance on the ground and through the air. Our coaching staff does a good job in game planning, man. Those offensive guys, they do a really good job in making sure that we game plan accordingly to what we're getting throughout the week. So just looking to probably stay balanced and try to execute again.
Coach, what are you expecting tonight?
Man, I just wanted to find our identity, man. We just game 5. This is the first game of the second quarter where we break the season down. I just want our guys to get confident and find our identity.
Coach, I know you had a quarterback injury. Is that correct? You got guys that you are encouraging to step up?
Yeah, we had a few guys, quite a few, 5 or 6 guys out last weekend. So I think we got about 3 or 4 of those guys back. But the other guys, regardless, still got to step up. So, we brought out a little less than 40 kids tonight, but what we brought, we're proud of. We want to play hard.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Welcome in, everyone, to Jeff Coed TV. This is game number 5. Can't believe that the season is just motoring along. I'm Matt Coulter, along with all my friends here on Jeff Coed TV, and that includes the gentleman to my right. That's Caleb Turrentine. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm doing good. I know there was some rain earlier. Might have caused a little bit of issues here, but it feels great right now. I mean, this is good football weather. Fall starts on Monday, so maybe a little relief from that 90-degree heat we've been feeling all week.
Well, you missed it. It was a torrential downpour, and I will give you a brief explanation as I can as we lead into the kickoff between Pinson Valley and Shades Valley. The rain wreaked a little havoc with our crew, not to mention the equipment. So this game will not be aired live, okay? In our business, we call it live to tape. So it will be back in the studio tomorrow, and through the magic fingers of John Rocket, it will be edited down for your viewing tomorrow sometime on Saturday. So we're looking forward to that. Also looking forward to a fantastic football game. We just take a glance at homecoming Pinson Valley Indians. They come in here on the direction, second year of James Thompson. They are 2-2. They are 1-1 in 6A Region 6. The visitors from over the mountains at Shades Valley, 1-3 overall. They are 0-2 in Class 6A Region 6. And George Bates has his hands full as this team is it's low on numbers, and you'll be able to see this on the sidelines. They don't have a lot of players that are dressed out. Some guess 40 or so. And if you look across the way at the Indians, you're probably going to see twice that many.
Yeah, probably. And that's something that I think George Bates probably knew taking the job. And it's something that he dealt with at center point and still managed to make the playoffs year after year. So it might take a little bit. It might be a patience thing. But George Bates knows what he's doing, and he knows how to bounce back. I know they've had 3 straight losses now, a couple of blowouts to start region play. The good news for Shades Valley is that, no offense to Pinson Valley or anyone upcoming in the future, they've played probably the 2 best teams in the region already, Clay Chalkville and Oxford. I know Oxford, Pell City, Mountain Brook, Pinson Valley are all kind of mashed in there together, but that things should be looking up, not only performance-wise, maybe a little bit of schedule, and but they need this one tonight to keep any kind of playoff hopes alive.
As we watch the Mounties come onto the field, one of the reasons that their future is really bright is if you do just a small dive into George Bates. His first year, he's 1-3. They're struggling, as you just mentioned. But his record at Center Point, went to the playoffs 7 years, all 7 years he was there. He also coached at Woodlawn, Minor, and Parker. Here's a good one for you, Caleb. He's been a head coach, a high school in the state of Alabama for 14 years. He's made the playoffs at 11. The future's bright for Shades Valley.
Not just 11 times. He's got playoff wins, too. 11 playoff wins. I found that's 7 more than Shades Valley has had since 2000.
Wow.
And he's got 11 of them just in his career alone. So Shades Valley, that's a prestigious coach that they've welcomed over there. And then the story for Pinson Valley is obviously revenge after last year's overtime loss to this Shades Valley team. The first time Shades Valley had beaten them in a decade. So this is 2 different teams from last year, but hopefully we get the same kind of excitement tonight.
Hoping for a good game. I'm going to assume, since we were not able to mic and get the camera down there, but I'm going to assume that Pinson Valley won the toss. They are kicking off, but these days, and particularly at the high school level, it's not as automatic as it is at the college and the NFL level. So we'll see. One thing I noticed right off the bat, I noticed this in pregame too. So Shades Valley, their entire team wears that protective headgear over the helmet. And here's the kick. We are underway for Pinson Valley. Backpedaling. Return men, the 15, the 20, and the 22, and that is absolutely all.
A host for Indians on the tackle. Here we go, Houston Nation.
The band is obviously to our immediate right, and the PA is our immediate left. So,
and they'll be that band plays a lot. We were here last year, and they get into it. They have the crowd into it. Again, this is a football program. I know they went 1-9 last year, but this is a program that's used to football success. And when they start winning games, this crowd, these stands fill up, and the band's a big part of that.
Number 1, Antoine Kessler, just a freshman, will take the snaps out of the gun. They'll just give it left side. Charging through to about the 25-yard line, maybe 26.
Short gain for Shades Valley, bringing up 2nd down to about 8.
On a carry, Roland Riley. Second down and 8. Ball right at the 25-yard line. There's the inside handoff again, and it is a stone wall for the Indians.
I know Shades Valley is going to want to be able to run the ball. They don't want to put the ball in the air very much. So they have 5 interceptions this season, only 1 passing touchdown.
Right.
That's not something that they obviously want to grow that part of their game, but they have to get the running game going first to make the passing game a little bit easier. I mean, even Kessler, as you talked about, he has 32 carries and just 37 pass attempts. So even he will get moving a little bit more often than throwing the ball. But now in 3rd and 8, might have to release that ball from the pocket.
Jamie Small in a running back. He was a previous ball carrier as well. Back to pass. Kessler rolling your way. He wanted to throw deep. Now he's going to be run out of bounds to 25-yard line, back close to the original line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 4th down and an obvious punting situation from here.
This was what we saw last year from these 2 teams was quick punts, a lot of defense, not a lot of ball movement, and what made the difference in that game was turnovers and then big plays. There weren't very many sustained drives. And that's something that I think you might end up seeing tonight as well. Pinson Valley just has a little bit more explosiveness, and we'll talk about Rico Freeman when he comes out here in a little bit.
Yeah, he's thrown up some good numbers, the senior has indeed. Return men at the Pinson Valley 45-yard line. Line drive punt headed towards the 50, bounces back towards the 45, back to the 44. So Indians get a valuable bounce there.
We've seen some good bounces for punters in our games this season, but that was one of the worst.
Hey, let's meet the Indians. and the Mounties.
First and 10, 1-0.
Antoine Kelsey, quarterback. Quincy Poole, running back, outside linebacker.
Jamie Small, running back and linebacker.
Dylan Ryans, wide receiver, running back.
Terrence James, tight end.
Aiden Shackelford, receiver.
Corey Knight, wide receiver.
Sean Sigler, receiver.
Jaden Ford, defensive end.
Jordan McKenzie, offensive guard.
Justin Rodriguez, kicker.
William Looney, offensive tackle.
Caden Gaston, offensive line.
Xavier Moore, defensive end.
Courtney Moore, linebacker. Amar White, defensive back.
Coach George Bates, Shades Valley High School. Go Mounties.
TJ Calhoun, wide receiver, defensive back.
Simeon Condon, running back.
Carlos Johnson, fullback. Kenny Edward, defensive back, wide receiver.
Christian Thomas, wide receiver. Morgan Savage, wide receiver.
Jamarcus Maxwell, offensive line.
Mikey Thomas, center.
Michael Wilson, offensive line.
Zion Perkins, right guard.
Eric Long, offensive line.
Sidney Woods, defensive line. And Jalen Lewis, defensive line. Anthony Gardner, D-line.
Javon Wells, defensive line.
Darius Smith, safety.
Clarence Dates, defensive back.
Jalen Lewis,
Cornerback. Head football coach, Pinson Valley High School, James Thompson. Welcome to tonight's game. Go Indians.
So the line of scrimmage again, 44, just on top of the Pinson Valley Fear the Spear logo. From the 44, Rico Freeman. Hand off right side. Couple of Ace Connor on the carry. He'll get a couple, it'll be second and long.
Connor will be their lead back if you don't count Mr. Freeman, who will also carry the ball as well as air it out. But Connor, 374 rushing yards so far and 4 touchdowns on the ground. He's certainly going to be a back that they go to early and often. 51 carries, 52 now after that one.
High snap. Freeman's just going to pull it down, carry 40. Ooh, nice open field tackle there at the 40-yard line by, could have been Eric Mitchell.
That's not an easy man to bring down in the open field as well. We saw him last year a couple of times, and he really took the reins there at the end of the season at quarterback. They started trusting him to air the ball out more, and he's done it for him this year. He's coming off a 4-touchdown game in that 1-point loss to Oxford.
Back to pass. Freeman wants to throw long. Does. It is intercepted by Shades Valley at the 25-yard line and returned out to the 26-yard line by Clark. Jordan Clark.
Just when I started talking good about him, he puts one up. He had a man. It was just a little bit late of a throw. Ended up underthrowing it, and good job by Clark to jump in front of that. Get 2 hands on the ball. You know there are defensive backs out there that, you know, might get a bad rep for their hands, but he secured that ball, came down with it, and a big stop by the defense after Pinson Valley had great field position.
Yeah, Mounties will get it back right around where they left it. Little stoppage in play. Not sure as to why.
Looks like it might have been an equipment problem. Had to pull somebody off the field to get him replaced.
Well, and that's a justified pause. So, Ketchler, the young freshman Mountie, will be back in shotgun formation. Small. Play action. Kessler on the run. He's got some room along the far sideline, and he will scoot out of bounds 37-yard line, maybe just enough for a first down.
They spotted him.
Boy, they spotted him way up.
Must have stepped out a little before he needed to.
Yeah,
as a quarterback, you can understand.
He showed that he is quite fleet of foot, did he not? Kessler pitches. Small. He's got some running room. Cuts up the numbers into midfield on a 16, 17-yard gain, and that'll be a first down for the Mounties, and they are inside Indians territory.
Yeah, that's if you're trying to coach the option, that is exactly what you want to see. Kessler was there, saw the defensive end make up his mind on who he was going to commit to, and made a pitch. And credit to Quincy Poole as well is that he actually made a catch up on his shoulder pad. It wasn't the best toss, but once he got it, he had plenty of running space and a big play. Get Shades Valley across the 50 for the first time tonight.
3 to the top in what appears to be a passing formation, and it is. They'll try and set up the slip screen, the 50-yard line, and he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe second down.
Might have been the timing was a little off. Going to the far side of the field, that makes that throw a lot more difficult than just a simple bubble screen. Good job to hang on to that catch.
Dylan Raines on the receiving end of that. Crowd's filled in here nicely. From the Pinson Valley 48-yard line, here are the Mounties. Same formation, except they've got 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom as far as wide receivers. That's Poole left side. He'll get free.
Poole just has 188 yards through 4 games, but that doesn't make it, it might make it seem like not as big of a lead back as other schools have. But that's just how much of an offensive struggle it's been, especially the last 2 weeks for the Shades Valley team. But when he gets going, they are a different ball club. And again, that's what they want to do is use that run game, use Poole, use Kessler to open up maybe some easier passing situations.
3rd and 7. Kessler rolling, directing traffic. Now he throws. Incomplete at the 30-yard line. Intended for Aiden Shackelford.
Looked like Shackelford was just on a different page there. They were trying to motion to each other about where to go, and by the time was running out in the backfield and they couldn't get on the same page, it ended up being almost a throwaway. And because of how this game has started, I know you're thinking the 45-yard line, good place to go for it, but you could really flip the field right now.
Yeah, because Pinson Valley's first drive, which ended in a quick interception, they had the ball at 44, so. Well, they're dancing around. Now they'll drop back in punt formation.
Yeah, but it took too long to get their punter out there. It's going to be a delayed game, which could be 5 big yards when you're trying to play the field position game. Especially after just a 19-yard punt last time around.
Alante Kirby. That's what I'm seeing. Back to punt. High, but not very deep. It hits at the 30 and bounds out at the 25-yard line. So, Pinson Valley will get their second check of the football.
Pinson Valley will take over at their own 26-yard line.
They'll mark it 26. 1st and 10, Shades Valley. Pardon me. We're battling the valleys. Last week we had the Groves. This week we've got the valleys. That is Pinson Valley.
A few more numbers on Rico Freeman. 25 of 35 entering this game. 8 touchdowns, 2 picks. And maybe more impressively, he's only been sacked 1 time all season.
Quick pass out on the flat. We got a flag. The play goes out of bounds. R.J. Addison, one of their leading receivers, but that looks like a hold, doesn't it?
It was, yeah. It was a good block for a time by, I think it was Dylan Raines over here on the edge on those swing passes. You love to see a receiver get downfield and block. You need them on these little bubble screens, but he just went to the ground with him a little too much. And when the ref is watching the ball, he was right next to the ball, so that was an easy call.
So, spot a foul. Back it up, make it 1st and 11. They fake. Rolling right, looking for some running room. Quarterback out of bounds, but he'll pick up a 4 or 5. 5 maybe since it was 1st and 11.
That's where he can be dangerous as a read option if he's making the right reads. Doesn't really matter if Shades Valley can get to the backfield or not. They got to lock in on the right guy. Rico Freeman can make you pay. Those 5-yard gains can turn into 70 real quick.
Quick throw, far sideline. He'll get 3 or 4. It'll be 3rd and very short. They'll need a couple. Get to their own 31-yard line for a 1st down. Freeman. Barking signals, perhaps an audible. 3 receivers at the bottom. He looks that way. Thrown. Complete at the 40, scooting across to the 45-yard line.
Pinson Valley, first down.
It may have been Ace Connor coming out of the backfield. It's just, I am going to plead the 5th or whatever on this, but black jerseys with dark numerals and no trim make life a little difficult for the old play-by-play and color guy. There's a left guard push. Get 2 or 3.
Yeah, back to that 3rd down. That was a good read by Rico Freeman again. Just saw his receiver settle down in the middle of his zone. Just a little button hook. Old school backyard football route. Keep it simple, and he settled in and got that 1st down.
2nd and 8. Quick pass. Oh, that was dangerous. That could have been a pick 6 in a hurry.
Yeah, really well read. And good discipline. It could have easily been pass interference as well, but he had his eyes on the ball the whole time, made a play on the ball. If you're going through the receiver's back to make a play on the ball, chances are you're going to be fine not getting a flag on that one.
That'll give the Indians 3rd and long. 3rd and 8. Back to pass. Blitz is on, and down goes Freeman. That's a loss of 16 yards.
That is, again, I mentioned Rico Freeman was throwing the ball well. He got intercepted. I mentioned he'd only been sacked once all season. He gets sacked. So I got the announcer's jinx tonight.
Oh, well.
But that's a big play by George Bates' defense. And you could see he was the first one out there running up and down that sideline to celebrate with his defense when they came off the field.
He was down, forced back around the 31, so the loss will really be more like 10. But it's an obvious punting situation. 4th and nearly 20. And a stoppage in play. 5:09 remaining here in the 1st quarter. Homecoming at Pinson Valley. And there must have been a delay call. Indeed.
Both teams getting delay games with their punting units. I'm sure there's special teams coaches on the sideline that are not very happy so far.
High snap, grabs the punt, nearly blocked. Line drive is going to hit the near hash mark and fielded by an Indian right there at the 31-yard line. So, Shades Valley will have the ball when we get back. We're taking a break. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.
Hello, Jeff Coed family. We're halfway through September, and we're getting set for a very important day in our district next week. Next Thursday, September the 25th, we are once again partnering with the Hope for Autumn Foundation for Give Hope Day. That's the day where we all wear gold or yellow to raise awareness for childhood cancer and honor those who are currently fighting this disease. While typically considered a rare disease, 1 in 300 children will be diagnosed with childhood cancer by the age of 21. We have children right here in our district currently battling this disease. So let's support them and raise awareness in the fight to end childhood cancer. To learn more about the fight and the efforts going on right now, go to hopeforautumnfoundation.org. Remember, awareness leads to funding, and funding leads to cures. Thank you, and have a good day.
All right, we're back. Shades Valley has the football for the third time in this first quarter, and we've only burned 7 minutes.
I think we've had each team has 1 first down.
I believe you're right.
And Shades Valley was hoping to win a little bit of field position, but Pinson Valley had a little bit better of a punt, and that play to get them to midfield kind of changed us. So even with the holding and the sack and the delay of game, Shades Valley not really in much of a better position than Pinson Valley was.
Out of the shotgun. Scrambling. He was just kind of zigzagging around.
I'm not sure how he shook off that first tackle.
Me either.
It looked like it was for sure going to be a sack, and I think technically it will still go down as a sack, loss of 2 yards. But he saved 5 yards there probably.
Yeah, the defensive front for the Mounties crashed that play. We got 2 setbacks. Pool and Small, I believe. Quick opener, but a quick closer as well. They're not even going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 11.
And these are the situations that both offenses are trying to actively avoid. You're seeing a lot of first down, second down run plays, but yet we're still seeing 3rd and longs. This one, 3rd and 11. And it's a Shades Valley offense that isn't really built to pick up, the big chunks.
Snap to Kessler. He looks to his left, throws over the middle. Pass is intercepted to the 40-yard line. It was tipped and then picked off. It was originally intended for Shackelford. A fortuitous bounce for the Indians.
Yeah, I think Pinson Valley might have gotten away with a little bit of a defensive pass interference. He definitely got there early. But again, when you make a play on the ball, he tipped the ball up in the air, allowed a teammate to come over and intercept the ball. Now great field position again for Pinson Valley. This time they're hoping to take advantage of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 39, moving in on Shades Valley. Freeman still at quarterback. Backup Howard does get snaps. Hand off, right in. Makes one man miss, but not the next 3 or 4 white jerseys. Well, they're actually going to call him down right at the 40, so he'll lose a yard. That'll be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, I've been impressed by Shades Valley's defensive front so far. They're not allowing a lot of running space, certainly between the tackles, but even being able to get out to the edge, they get into the backfield pretty quickly. And again, like we talked about before the game, they don't really have the size advantage.
Ford, Looney, and Moore are up front. 2 seniors and a junior. 2nd and 11. Freeman throws deep, got a man open inside the 10, out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Boy.
That's a terrific throw by Rico Freeman. Busted coverage over there from Shades Valley, but Freeman spotted it, and those are the plays that he's gotten better at this year, is the deep ball.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line. suddenly, Indians are threatening to score. Timeout, Shades Valley.
Timeout, Shades Valley.
And we'll continue with more here on Jeffco Ed TV.
We're Pinson Valley High School, promoting achievement, respect, and success. We're Jeffco Ed Strong. Fear the spear, go Indians.
All right, timeout. Their first taken, 2 remaining for the Mounties. Meanwhile, their issue is Pinson Valley at the 5. They're going to try and sweep the end of the nearest cutback. He'll get to about the 4-yard line. A host of Mounties there to stop him, so it'll be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like a busted play. Freeman kind of thought he was either going to be faking a handoff or giving the ball, and the running back just kind of moved right past him.
Left side, hole. It closed, though, after a pickup of a couple.
Short gain on the play, bringing up 3rd down to goal.
Pinson Valley moving quickly down here.
Johnson on that last carry. Right side, there was a hole. It closes in a hurry. That's because Courtney broke through there and stopped it.
That's a great tackle. I mean, you don't have many one-on-one situations when you're this close to the goal line. That's about as close as you could get. And Courtney did a great job of wrapping him up and then pulling him backwards, because he could have easily fallen forward across that goal line. But he showed a lot of strength. It's like another extended break with this injury.
Yeah. He's flat on his back.
And a big 4th down coming up. You're going to see Pinson Valley come out. These are one of those times where your 4th down from the 2, your playbook is essentially your 2-point conversions. Go to the 2-point conversion page in your playbook and find the one that you would run for, must-have 2-point conversion and run it here. Because, again, points are at a premium. I just don't think I don't think you kick a field goal this close, because when is the next time you're going to be this close?
Clark, the senior, is now jogging off under his own power. Could have been a cramp. Could have had the wind knocked out of him. But back to this crucial 4th and goal with 2:01 remaining here in the first period of play. Freeman at quarterback.
Don't be surprised if he just keeps this.
Well, he does, and he just jets right into the end zone. Rico Freeman, touchdown, Pinson Valley Indians, and they'll take an early 6-0 lead.
Freeman, that's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. Great job of pulling that down. That might have been the best sold fake handoff I think we've seen from him so far. And you saw the entire Shades Valley defensive front move with that fake handoff, and the hole was there. The only time they left a hole, really, in that goal line sequence.
All right. A.J. Roper for the point after. And he just slipped it in the right upright. So, at home, homecoming, Indians take a 7-0 lead as you continue to watch Jeffco Ed TV.
This is Shades Valley High School, where we are Mountie Nation. We are accountable, we are respectful, and we are empathetic. We are Jeff Coed Strong.
All right, back to action. 7-0 Indians. They kick it off deep between the 5 and the 10. Mounties bring it out, trying to get the far sideline. Got some room, knocked out of bounds. Penalty flag very late and very much behind the play.
Yeah, I think that was more of a case of the ref having a problem getting the flag out. I watched it as it happened. That's assuredly a block in the back right there. It looked like a second flag was thrown further up the field. But either way, that's a big return that's going to come back deep into Shades Valley territory.
Well, unless they're separate.
Then we'll just do the kickoff again.
Yep. If one's against Pinson Valley, it doesn't appear that way.
Doesn't happen very often when the kicking team is penalized for something other than offside.
Holding against Shades Valley. So they would have had it around the 30-yard line had it not been for the penalty. It'll now be back at around the 15. Yeah, actually, it'll be closer to the 10.
I think that's from the first flag. It happened at the 20, so half the distance from the spot there.
Kessler again at quarterback. They'll shift tight end to the left side. Trying to pick up yardage, just a bulldozer. He's still have the ball.
I know for the most part, offenses tend to want maybe a little bit of quicker whistle depending on the situation. You don't want the ball to be stripped, as we saw actually last week in a whistle that was late. That time looked like Poole was kind of moving. He was still carrying that pile.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Shades Valley probably wish that had gone on a little further.
You be the judge. Was it too quick? Or
I thought it was.
Yeah, me too. Kessler, hands as either Poole or Small. They'll be short of the first down. It'll be third and short.
I really like the way Poole runs the ball. He looks like a bigger back, but he runs low to the ground. He seeks out contacts. He's impressed me so far. I know it's pretty early. There's not much about Shades Valley's offense that we love, but I've been impressed by Quincy Poole so far in this first quarter.
3rd and 2. Just a half minute remaining here in the first stanza. Kessler will hand. Oh, he'll keep it and is hemmed up for a loss. Actually, they're going to give him about a football, so it'll be 4th and a yard.
That was actually Poole who took the snap, almost like a wildcat formation.
Oh, my life for a monitor. And now we've got whistle stoppage in play, and that is the end of the first quarter of play. And the Indians, home standing here in Pinson Valley, are leading by a score of 7-0.
Certainly we need more drivers, but we need folks more than that who want to make a difference.
It's the best job in the world. Bus drivers are doing a tremendous job in receiving kids each day with a smile, sending them home each day with a smile. making a difference in their lives.
Most bus drivers are there to invest in the children as well as to gain an investment for themselves. They were excited that you're interested in being a bus driver trainer. The potential is great about changing lives.
Chris Osborne is on the sideline. Chris, what you got?
Chris Osborne on the sideline with the head trainer here, Russell Brott. And Russell, tell me about the Guardians. So they're wearing them all season?
Yeah, we decided to wear them all season is to help to protect them, because for one reason we are kind of a smaller team and we need our guys healthy, so we decided as a team to wear them to protect them on the field.
Any player reaction?
They seem to like it, not too negative reactions, so they seem to enjoy them, but it's helped so far, so it's been a real good thing that we've done with them so far.
All right, thanks so much for that information.
Yes, all right.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Chris. Mr. Osborne will be talking with the head coaches, George Bates and James Thompson, at the half. Shades Valley will start the second quarter with 4th and half a yard. I mean, that is, maybe that's less than half a yard. Is it a foot there, Kay?
It's, I think they're still trying to figure out the chain situation. It should be going the other way. They're making it look like 4th and 10, and it should be 4th and 1. Either way, Shades Valley is out to punt. A different punter, actually, on the field than the first 2 times, as the chains continue to be worked on.
Well, the first couple were kind of short, weren't they?
19 and 24. So, yes, kind of short is one way to put it.
So, and they have a few listed on the roster. I have another listed as Justin Rodriguez, also a lineman. He's 58. We'll see. Soon enough. Award chant from the Pinson Valley Band. And we'll get a whistle here in a minute. Now it is definitely more like 4th and 1.
I think if this ball is out, 10 yards, 20 yards, and they're at their own 30 or 40, Bates probably goes for this, but this is too much of a risk.
No, especially trailing 7-0.
They got him offsides, though, and Bates is fired up on that sideline.
That's one way to get it. Is it a little surprising that that would happen following a lengthy timeout?
I think so. I mean, your coaches are probably telling you before you go back that quarter break, but it wasn't just a one play. Maybe you're more focused if it's only a 40-second play clock. That was 3 minutes, 4 minutes of standing waiting for a play to happen. And it wasn't even someone at the line. It was, one of the guys blocking a gunner, kind of off ball a little bit. And I think maybe them getting close to blocking the last one, they might have been a little bit more eager to try to get this one. That caused the offside.
Following the penalty, line of scrimmage would be the 24, 1st and 10. Mounties trying to get a little offense going here. They'll hand it off, left side, left tackle, bullying his way forward for 4 or 5 yards on the carry.
And that was once again Quincy Poole taking a snap with a new running back in the backfield. Clarence Dates?
Yeah, I've got him a senior. No, I'll have to check that. Got 6, 2nd and a long 4. That's Poole on the keeper again, isn't it? And he's going to get very close to first down yardage. However, there is a flag.
And that's one of those holds that happen in the backfield as well. Going to have the extra lost yardage and then 10 yards from the spot as well.
Well, that'll bring up 2nd down and a long 9. band plays on.
When you, it's one of the dreams of being a band director, right? Right there is when they're playing right in front of you. It's your defense on the field, and you just get to keep playing and playing and playing as loud as you want. Try to feed some energy into that sideline and into your stands when your defense is on the field.
They dropped them 10, so it'll be 2nd and 15. Inside handoff. That's Small, I believe, number 8. The number 8 and the number 6s are rolled up, so you can't tell the difference.
That one was Poole again.
See,
at this point,
you said Poole. My producer to my left says 8. One says 6.
Poole, at this point, Poole is the one who's getting the majority of the carries. So I only have Small down for 1 carry so far. I think that was the first play of the game for them. So feed the hot hand right now. And that was an impressive run by Poole as well. It looked like he could have been caught in the backfield on the left side. Pinson Valley's defense probably thought they had him too. Almost looked like the linebackers kind of gave up on the play, and Poole was able to cut back up the middle. 9-yard gain to make it another 3rd and manageable.
We've got a Pinson Valley player down at the 22-yard line. We'll see how he is. Right here, we'll take a break on Jeff Coed TV.
Hello, Jeff Coed family. I'm Dr. Beth Miller, Director of Child Nutrition. This school year, we are thrilled to offer free breakfast and lunch at no cost to all students enrolled in in-person learning. As a community eligibility provision district, we encourage all families to take advantage of this opportunity. Our child nutrition program is devoted to providing healthy and nutritious meals to help fuel our students for a day of learning and growth. From crispy Crispitos to fruits and vegetables, it will all be available for free. If a student would like an extra item, those may be purchased. Again, we encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity so we can continue to provide in future years.
Just a minute and 15 seconds in here on the first half. Shades Valley has the football. Their own 33-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6. As Kessler brings him out in quarterback position.
No deep safety or anything for Pinson Valley. They expect short throws in these situations.
Kessler wants to throw. Nice protection. Now he's just going to break through, dive forward. From what appears from here, yeah, now they'll whistle it out. That's a 7-yard pickup. That is a first down, Shades Valley.
It's a good job of reading. The linebackers actually dropped back a little bit further into coverage. Kessler was able to see that. Finally found some running space for himself. It closed quickly. Credit to Pinson Valley's defense again. But he got enough for a first down, extend this drive.
Line of scrimmage down the 36-yard line. Kessler. So pitch it wide. That looked like Small. Small gets 16, 17 yards. It's Poole. I don't know how you can tell the difference between the 6s and the 8s.
You see the players
at
this
both
point.
Rolled up. But that's inside Shades Valley territory. First and 10. Shades Valley taking a little bit of time to get the play in. 3 wide receivers at the bottom of the screen. 1 at the top. I believe they just didn't check their watches.
Still trying to get things set at the line, and he not having enough urgency. As you mentioned, this is a freshman quarterback. They're probably going to have that happen. I'm a little surprised we haven't seen timeouts called from the sideline in those situations. I think you understand that you have a freshman quarterback.
Yeah.
You should be looking at the clock as well. But who am I to question George Bates? He's done this before several times, so maybe it could just be a teaching moment.
1st and 15, they're back in their own territory. Kessler wants to run to the boundary side, and he'll get back into Pinson Valley territory. Still going to be 2nd and +10. Well, now they're going to mark him short. So it'll be 2nd and 13.
That's one of the first plays we haven't seen Poole out there and getting a bulk of the carries. Seems like he's taking a little bit of a breather. But he's standing down there next to his offensive coordinator, waiting to come back in.
2nd, 13. Mounties, there's a pitch to the near sideline. He cuts it back. May have been able to go wide. But he's going to get to the 49-yard line in Pinson Valley territory.
Yeah, I think he probably was able to read there that he might not could have gotten the edge, was probably beaten on speed, and instead of trying to go wide and losing 3-4, pick up a couple. But again, this is another 3rd and long for the Mounties.
Yes, and not their first.
It's a drive that started late in the first quarter on their own 10-yard line.
Well, they are chewing a little ground up, a little clock. Sigler and Shackelford are to the top. And did they use too much time again? Let's see what this official said. Nope, actually, you called it. They got the timeout this time for the freshman quarterback with 8.5 remaining here in the first half. Pinson Valley scored in the first quarter, and they lead it by a score of 7-0.
That was the last time Pinson Valley touched the ball. They scored with 1:52 to go in that first quarter, and now we are 3.5 minutes off the clock into the second quarter. And Shades Valley's only at midfield. This is obviously a huge 3rd down for them. I could imagine that if they pick up half of it, at least they would be going for it on 4th down. They obviously would hope to pick up all of it. But this is a drive that could very well be extended to 7-8 minutes at this point if they keep moving the ball the way that they have. Of course, maybe too deliberate at times, as we've seen that play clock go all the way to 0 multiple times.
It's turned into a really comfortable night for high school football in the state of Alabama. That's not the case about 3 hours ago. It was raining sideways.
And you can still see the moisture, the fog, feel the humidity, feel all of our equipment over here. But you're right. I mean, it's temperature-wise, I think we take this every week.
And here comes Kessler. There goes Kessler. Tried to get a block in the corner. He did, and he skates out of bounds inside the 45. I'll check the mark on this one, and whether it's not, whether it's a situation where you go for it on 4th down, I would. But I'm winless and undefeated as a football coach.
The fact that it's 4th and 3, right? I think you think that's a little more manageable.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want Kessler to maybe work to get that first down a little bit more instead of stepping out. But that was a huge gain and makes this a decision. And when you're down 7, I think going for it's probably the right call.
Is Kessler going to keep it? Now he's back to pass. Dances around. He's throwing long, got a man open, and it is accidentally batted down at the 20-yard line, don't you think? You think he may have been turning back, but it just seemed like his arm came up just in time. Whatever. Good defensive play. Chris Osborne is on the sideline. Chris, what you got?
All right, Chris Osborne on the sideline for Jeff Coed TV. I am joined by Geraldine Woodruff, and she has the Swift ride. Geraldine, tell me about this ride you got behind us.
So this ride, we just drive it around. Anybody wants to do events, anything of that nature. We do, different wedding events or parades, things of that like that. But if you want to rent it, just reach out to us. Area code 205-527-5532. You can also find us on Facebook or Instagram at Swift Ride.
So tell me a little bit. So tonight you brought it out because it is homecoming.
It's homecoming, Shades Valley versus Pinson Valley. Go Indians, and we're excited about it. So just want to bring the ride out. We participated in a parade yesterday, and so just bringing it out for the game tonight.
Where are the keys?
I got the keys.
Can I take it for a spin?
Absolutely not.
All right, thanks so much. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Chris. Back in the day, there was a call face guarding that limited your ability to do that. It's a carry across. Ooh, we got a man down. And an immediate timeout by the official. Ball carrier goes to the 48-yard line. Hey, next week, we're going to be in Gardendale, home of the Rockets. Make sure you watch it live right here on Jeffco Ed TV. Back it up. The 36-yard line will be 1st and 15. Handoff. There's a hole and a burst for about 4.
I'm a little surprised they haven't opened this up a little bit more for Rico Freeman. We saw one deep pass by him, and it clearly worked out really well. It ended up leading to that touchdown. But don't be surprised if they start taking a little bit more shots, open this game up.
Yeah, they got a 6-man front here. High snap, gathered in by Freeman. He cuts back, but a little late for that. Mounties everywhere, and that's another loss. This one of about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 15. 3rd and 15, pardon me.
This will be a big stop for Shades Valley's defense. They've been off the field for a while. Sometimes you want to stay warm, but sometimes you want to be well rested. And they've done a good job. Again, that 5-yard penalty to start put Pinson Valley's offense behind the sticks.
Freeman, bad snap, and he does a smart thing, and the quarterback just covers it up back at the 21-yard line. Well, that'll put your offensive coordinator with the headsets on.
They didn't even really get a playoff, it felt like. Well,
with 4th down.
A shovel pass to start on a jet sweep that gets called back for a legal shift. You had a run play, pass play that couldn't go anywhere, and then a bad snap. All that after getting good field position, you went backwards nearly 20 yards.
So, Indians will punt. Shackelford is deep for the Mounties. Seven to nothing Pinson, and they are about to boot it away. Good snap. Very high, not too deep of a punt. Bounces just shy of midfield. And then it is fielded by Shades Valley. Rather odd. And he is immediately tackled. He wasn't even the deep back.
You could feel the I don't know if it was a sigh of relief or everyone pausing on that sideline. Everyone was telling him to get out of the way, and that ball just kind of fell into his hands. And they didn't know what to tell with it because he was supposed to be running with the ball, but he just stood there and then looked surprised when he got tackled.
Well, that's a rather interesting turn of events. Let's take a break here on Jeffco Ed TV.
This is Shades Valley High School, where we are Mountie Nation. We are accountable, we are respectful, and we are empathetic. We are Jeffco Ed Strong.
Handoff, left side. Slung down after a pickup of 3. Poole in the carry. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And certainly great field position for Shades Valley. After going for it on 4th down, they're essentially in the exact same position, needing to get to the 40 for their next first down. And they probably have a tired Pinson Valley defense in front of them as well after that last drive.
In Pinson Valley territory, a little razzle-dazzle going here. Shackelford might get 6, might get slung forward for 8.
That's why you got to keep your feet moving, make it harder to bring down.
Well, sometimes you sling them in the wrong direction. 3rd and 2. So Shades Valley's trying to mount a drive here before the half. Perhaps tie this one up.
Shackelford on that last carry on that reverse. He's a guy they want to get the ball into his hands. He's a receiver, though, and as we mentioned, just a struggling passing game. You'll see him in kick return. He might have had a little bit more room to run there. Good job by Pinson Valley defensive end. He saw that coming. He stepped out, stayed on his edge, forced him back inside.
3rd and 2. They'll go up the middle. We've got a flag. That's Poole again, but he's short of the first down.
That was a good play to get into the backfield and make that tackle, and now
got a flag.
That'll be an interesting decision from Pinson Valley. Would you rather have 4th and short, and Shades Valley has already shown that they will go for it from this situation, or do you take 3rd and long? And it looks like they're accepting it.
Holding. That'll back them up in their own territory.
I think I agree with that, accepting that penalty. I think we've seen once you get in those long 3rd downs, it's a little bit more difficult. 4th and 2, holding them once with kind of maybe a lucky defensive play last time around.
So it'll be 3rd and 12. Shades Valley at their own 48-yard line. Antoine Kessler, just a freshman. Low snap, scoops it up. Now he's on the run. Pressure. He throws off his back foot. Pass was intended for Dylan Raines, incomplete. So it'll be 4th and 12.
I know we got a freshman quarterback and a passing attack that hasn't been great this season. But when I'm looking around, Pinson Valley has these receivers covered. I mean, they're blanketed, and that makes these throws even more difficult for a freshman quarterback. Now just 1 of 5 passing. The only completion went for 0 yards.
Indians will drop 2 back. That's 22-yard line.
Shades Valley still doesn't have a 3rd down conversion either.
Line drive punt. Hits it to 25. Takes a huge bounce down inside the 5-yard line. Oh, and it was scooped up by O'Malley and couldn't control it. To his defense, that ball had a lot of wicked end over end coming at him.
That kept going. That just kept bouncing. And the one time you're thinking get something more than a 19-yard punt, 24-yard punt, and then be able to pull off a 52-yard punt with a roll, and you only get a net 32 yards.
Yeah. Tough break. So Pinson Valley with a 7-0 lead. They have 3:23 remaining here in the first half of play. Let's see what they are going to do with it. 3 wide receivers at the bottom. A little slip screen. He'll get a couple. Shoved out of bounds. Crowd wants a late hit on it. I would have to disagree. I think momentum had more to do with that than anything.
I do. I think he kind of fell on top of him more than he threw him down after the play.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 6. Line of scrimmage just shy of the 25-yard line. Hand off right side, and they just slung down. on the play there. Big defensive lineman came over and made that play. William Looney.
It kind of feels like they don't want to make a mistake, not letting Freeman really throw it deep. Just 2 minutes to go in the half.
Safe pass and a flag. Boy, he zips through and just absolutely hammered, but still on his feet. Clark almost leveled him, and I'll spell almost in all caps because he spun around and could have first down yardage, but I don't know based on where that flag is, Caleb.
It was certainly a hold. It got thrown right away. It almost looked like kind of wrapped him around the helmet or the neck area and pulled him down. I think that's what I saw from up here, at least. Pretty easy call. And now another 3rd and long for one of these offenses.
Yeah, this is going to be 3rd and 18. Line of scrimmage, the 13. So it would not surprise me if James Thompson got a little conservative with the play calling here on offense. Or maybe he'll just chunk it deep. He does, and he's got a man open at the 50, the 40, the 30. Got one man that could possibly catch him, but he angles into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians.
Boy, talk about not getting conservative.
Talked him right out of that, didn't I?
That was a great throw and a great catch. I believe that's Jamie Small right there. A receiver that doesn't have gloves on. You don't see that very often. And he pulled that in, not only making an impressive catch right at midfield, but then keeping his balance, which looked like maybe the most difficult part of all of it.
Well, and it's a good call because Shades Valley might have been thinking what I was thinking.
Ends up going 87 yards, right?
Yeah, that was picture-perfect throw, too. And the extra point attempt. 1:44 remaining here in the second quarter of play. Through the uprights. So, homecoming for the Indians, and they lead it by a score of 14-0. State-of-the-art automotive training center is under construction at Shades Valley High School. The center, which is scheduled to open in January, will have students from Shades Valley and Clay Chalkville. It includes service bays, welders, large paint booth, car wash detailing. I need that. As well as other tools and other equipment to work on cars. The center will help prepare students for jobs in the high demand and high paying careers of the automotive industry.
There's a reason I've been saying let Rico Freeman let it loose. And they finally did on a play on 3rd and long that looked like we were just going to be going into the break, 7-0. Pinson Valley was going to be happy with their lead. Shades Valley wasn't going to be able to move the ball. 87 yards, though, and that's R.J. Addison, I believe. I finally figured out that number. R.J. Addison with the touchdown catch. And, again, just a great job of pulling that in. And a great throw. When he caught it, he was already behind the defense. He just had to outrun everyone the rest of the way. 87-yard touchdown.
He had his rearview mirror up. He knew to angle it to the other side of the end zone. High kick taken inside the 20. Shackelford stops, comes back. Now he's really coming back to this near sideline. Needs a block, can't get enough as there are 3 or 4 black jerseys there. Did a lot of running and out to the 29-yard line.
A little bit of a conversation between Shackelford and one of his blockers out there. He wanted a block, and he was saying, well, I can't block him, would be a blindside block, which I think he would have been right if he threw that block. But a lot of running to start from just the 29-yard line with 1.5 minutes left and 2 timeouts.
Now, about a 16-yard return. You're better at the numbers, but that's the 29-yard line, I can tell for sure. Now, I'll ask you, will they pull it in? Will they throw it deep?
I think they kind of have to go for it after that touchdown. 2-touchdown game, Pinson Valley gets the ball back.
Whoa, Kessler's in trouble, and he is down, slung down back at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that is something that might change everything I was just saying. Maybe slow this back down and say, let's not have any disaster happen. Someone clearly missed their block right there. Might be a little surprised if Pinson Valley doesn't let this go all the way to the half, though, especially if they get another stop right here.
Loss on the sack. 2nd and 18. Kessler rolling. He's in trouble. Lobs has a man open at the 28-yard line across the 30 to 31-yard line, and that'll bring up 2nd and long. And a stoppage in play. Pinson Valley, you called it. Timeout.
First catch of the night for Shackelford.
And with the timeout, we'll take a break on Jeffco Ed TV.
Hello, Jeff Coed family. We're halfway through September, and we're getting set for a very important day in our district next week. Next Thursday, September the 25th, we are once again partnering with the Hope for Autumn Foundation for Give Hope Day. That's the day where we all wear gold or yellow to raise awareness for childhood cancer and honor those who are currently fighting this disease. While typically considered a rare disease, 1 in 300 children will be diagnosed with childhood cancer by the age of 21. We have children right here in our district currently battling this disease. So let's support them and raise awareness in the fight to end childhood cancer. To learn more about the fight and the efforts going on right now, go to hopeforautumnfoundation.org. Remember, awareness leads to funding, and funding leads to cures. Thank you, and have a good day.
All right, following the timeout by Pinson Valley, they hope to get the football back. 52 seconds remaining here in the first half of play. Shades Valley, if they're on 31-yard line, they need 8. Kessler, back to pass. On a roll. He'll keep it, and he will scoot out of bounds. Once again, I think his judgment a yard or two short.
Yeah, I think he tries to step across the chains, but you have to get the first down before you step out of bounds, and it's when you cross that out of bounds line.
So it'll be 4th and 2. And from the looks of it,
and it saved Pinson Valley a timeout as well.
Good point. But it appears they're going for it. They may try and draw them off sides again.
And that's what Pinson Valley is going to take this timeout to discuss.
To make sure it doesn't happen.
So I think you're right on. That's exactly what George Bates was going to try to do. Get them off sides, and if you don't get it, take your own timeout, take the delay game, and then punt and think maybe you can just get into the break at 14-0 and make your adjustments.
Again, 45 ticks left, second quarter. 14-0 Indians. Pinson Valley has a 14-5 lead in this series, but they can't think any further back than last year.
Yeah, that one stung, I think, and just the way it was played out, they thought they had that game won multiple times, and then there was extra points that had to be blocked at the end of regulation and went to overtime. And they thought a pass interference should have been called on the final play, which I tend to agree with if I recall correctly. But not they definitely want revenge on Shades Valley, but I think more than anything it's a 1-9 season as a whole that probably sits with you. And they've already doubled that win total this year, like you mentioned off the top of the show. But this is a team that is hungry to get back to what Pinson Valley was.
Well, and they come in 2-2. They're 1-1 in the region. Meanwhile, the visitors are 1-3 and winless in 2 games in the same region. So we got a 4th down and 2. Now they have sent their punt formation onto the field. That may be Justin Rodriguez, the punter. He got away 52-yard or less. No, they're going to fake it. They're going to throw underneath. It's batted away. Wow, did they just gift Pinson Valley? I kind of like it, kind of don't.
It was a very slow-moving, odd fake punt, and
Turnover on downs.
You know, I think that's tough to put a punter, offensive lineman, whatever we want to call him, in a situation where he's not used to decision making, and then once you see that no one was open, you kind of have to, I don't know, maybe punt the ball, maybe throw it to someone else, maybe run it. I don't know. It's a quick decision. It's throw it to this one guy who was clearly covered, and even if he caught that ball, he was going to be down anyway. And so that's what the call, that's just what changes it.
All right. Oh, wait a minute. We've got holding on Pinson Valley. This changes the entire.
I thought they were discussing it or was going to pick it up because
Changes
you cannot
everything.
be holding a receiver at the line of scrimmage. And that is who I imagine got called for it.
Well, it goes from Pinson Valley, fairly deep in Shades Valley territory, to Shades Valley, 3 yards short of midfield.
Do you call that a successful fake punt now?
Well, yeah, you have to. I mean, they got a first down out of it. Kessler out of the pocket on the run, trying to come to this boundary, 50, 45, and he is one to get out of bounds in a hurry, isn't he? No offense, I don't want to take the hit either, but he picked up 6 on that, maybe more.
And I'm sure that's part of it. If you already have a freshman starting quarterback, you probably don't have a lot of other players to trust.
And let me interrupt you. You also want to stop the clock.
Stop the clock, exactly, yeah. A touchdown before the half would completely change the feeling of this game as Shades Valley continues not to have much success on offense.
Ball right at the 45, 2nd and 2. The freshman still in at quarterback, Antoine Kessler. He steps up in the pocket again. Now he throws on the run, has a man open at the 42-yard line, dives to the 35, but hold your Mounties. Flag against Shades Valley. You do a really good job of keeping tabs on stats and stuff. How many penalties have we had? Has it been an abnormal amount?
That's number 5 on Shades Valley, and Pinson Valley also has 5.
Okay. Seems like more.
I mean, with 3 delay games, and I think the other 4 delay games, and 1 offside, and then the rest have been holding calls.
So with 24 seconds remaining, that'll shift the ball to the other side of the 50. Shades Valley, 2nd, they need 12. Kessler's on the run. Kessler stops. Kessler then dumps it out into the flat. That's on the run inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line. That was Poole. Boy, he did a little loom, little weave.
Yeah, that's one of the more impressive plays from Kessler. He was patient back there. He was trying to wait for someone, and he kind of waited for Poole to leak out. Poole was trying to block, and he didn't want to run. He waited for Poole to leak out, dumped it off to him, and he had a lot of space in front of him. And what we've seen from Quincy Poole is that he's not going to run out of bounds. He's going to run into the green space and get as much yardage as possible. And you saw them take a quick timeout.
Yeah, line of scrimmage be 25. There's just 5 seconds remaining. So you just chunk into the end zone, right?
You have to, yeah. A note on that pass, though, at least from the stats that we got from the school, Shades Valley's longest pass so far this year was 29 yards. Before that one, that went for 30. So that's their longest pass play of the year, and the pass went about 3 feet.
Maybe a tad more than that, but I catch your drift. Because he had running room. I thought he might just pull it down, but no, he was very alert, especially when you consider this guy's in the 9th grade. He sees Poole open and just dumps it off to him. And they're going to try a 47-yard field goal? No, that's not right. 41.
Pinson Valley does have a return man back there. He's going to get a chance at it, too.
Yep, and he's going to take it at the goal line, and we have a stoppage in play.
As that's not allowed in high school football.
Well, he gave it a shot, didn't he?
I think you probably have a better shot at a Hail Mary than a 42-yard field goal that fell 8 yards short. But
hey, we get the bands coming up, and it's a 14-0 lead. Indians are up, and let's go to Chris Osborne as he will catch up with Pinson Valley head coach James Thompson.
We're at halftime, Coach. It looks like your offense is finally starting to click.
Yeah, man, what they're doing, they're trying to keep the ball away from our offense. One is running around pretty good. We just got to stay in our rush lanes and start running past the quarterback.
Thanks a lot, Coach. And now let's hear from the visiting drum major from Shades Valley.
Hi everyone, my name is Rebecca Salake.
And I'm Ryan Smith.
And we are the drum majors of the Shades Valley Marching Band. And we wanted to introduce to you our halftime show entitled Nights in Rio. And we hope you enjoy it.
To the field for your halftime entertainment, the Shades Valley High School Marching Band. Band captains include Asa Kaiser and Robert Childers. The percussion captain is Peyton Wesley, and the color guard captain is Raven Phillips. The Shades Valley Band is under the field direction of drum majors Rebecca Salake and Ryan Smith, and under the educational direction of Derek Gibson and Ernest Eccles. Additional directors include Saul Cortez, John Hoekstra, and Ricardo Trejo. Drum majors, is your band ready? Please welcome to the field the Shades Valley Marching Band and enjoy Nights in Rio. Ladies and gentlemen, the Shades Valley High School Marching Band.
Hello, my name is Yesenia Jose Felipe.
And I'm Caleb Keebler.
And we are the drum majors at Pinson Valley High School.
Thanks for joining us during homecoming week.
This year, our show theme is called Royalty.
We're featuring songs from Prince, Whitney Houston, Stevie Wonder, and even Kendrick Lamar.
Thanks for coming to our show. We hope you enjoy it.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our superintendent, Dr. Walter Gosselin, and our principal, Miss Geraldine Woodruff, we present to you the 2025 edition of the Pinson Valley Marching Chiefs. The Marching Chiefs will be performing their competition show entitled Royalty. The Marching Chiefs will perform songs all by musical royalty. We welcome our royalty with 1999 and Kiss by Prince, then Queen of the Night by Whitney Houston, followed by her I Wanna Run to You. The drum feature will feature Stevie Wonder's Sir Duke, and we will find out if the Marching Chiefs have royalty in their blood. Finally, the band will close with the King of Pop, Michael Jackson's Billie Jean and Beat It. The band is under the direction of drum majors Yesenia Jose Felipe and Caleb Keebler. Drum majors, is the band ready? We now present the the Pinson Valley Marching Chiefs!
performances by both the Pinson Valley and the Shades Valley bands. And we're almost ready for the third quarter of play. But first, let's check in with Chris Osborne, and he has Shades Valley head coach George Bates at the mic.
Chris Osborne on the sideline with the Shades Valley coach. Coach, it looks like you guys are close. I mean, 14 is not insurmountable.
No, it's not, man, but we still have some self-inflicted wounds. We're stopping the run. We give up 2 passes, 2 big touchdown passes, 2 of the biggest plays in the game, and it's on us. It's coverage bust on us. Offensively, we're moving the ball some, and then we'll have a penalty or 2 to kind of stall the drive out. Special teams, I'm very, very proud of being aggressive on that end, and we're in the special team phase of the game. Now we just got to continue to click offensively and defensively. And we're going to fight, man. We come out aggressive. We're not going back with plays in our back pocket. I'm telling the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, especially, hey, man, let's go all in. Whatever happens, happens.
All right, Coach, I'll let you get back to your team. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Take a quick look at the Class 6A Region 6 standings. This is obviously a big game for both of these teams for playoff hopes. Shades Valley needing a win. They're at the bottom of those standings right now, sitting at 0-2 after losses to Oxford and Clay Chalkville. The standings look a little bit different by the time this gets to you. Clay Chalkville had a non-region game against an out-of-state team tonight. Oxford and Mountain Brook played each other. Pell City defeated Huffman. That was a Thursday night game. Pell City maybe impressing folks more than expected. They're 2-1 in region play after beating Mountain Brook last week. So this one's big for Pinson Valley and Shades Valley. Shades Valley needs to get a win, stay out of the bottom, and keep any kind of playoff hopes alive, while Pinson Valley needs to kind of keep pace with that top 5 teams. Kind of feels like what only 4 of those teams can make the playoffs. Pell City's been impressive. Pinson Valley needs to win the games that arguably they're supposed to win to keep pace in this region before falling below that playoff line. And right now they have a 2-touchdown lead at halftime. They got to be feeling pretty good, but there's still 24 minutes of football to be played tonight.
All right, let's open it up here on Jeffco Ed TV. Matt Coulter along with Caleb Turrentine and Shades Valley onside kick. How about that? The fake punt, now the onside kick. It is picked up by Pinson Valley on the far boundary and advanced. Wow.
I mean, it's hard to say that they shouldn't have done it. Because Pinson Valley wasn't ready. They didn't have a hands team out there, but it just was not. It was an unfortunate kick.
Well, they didn't go far enough.
It didn't, and it bounced off the back of the Shades Valley player, popped up in the air.
They had a fake punt towards the end of the second quarter that I was a little surprised. And while they didn't make it, they converted through a penalty. So I don't think that's going to happen this time, although the officials have assembled there just north of the Pinson Valley logo. Fear the Spear, homecoming. And they have a 14-0 lead with 11:44 remaining in the third quarter. And they have the football in Shades Valley territory at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, it's a tough start for Shades Valley defense, who really hadn't played all that poorly in the first half. A couple of plays.
Rico Freeman back. Wants to chunk long. Now he's going to scramble. He is hit at the 48-yard line. Ball is loose. And from the reaction, it looks like Pinson Valley got it back, but they're going to lose a couple.
They did. I think they were fortunate to get that ball back. A couple of Shades Valley guys were on the ground with Freeman after the tackle, but the ball was out. I'm not sure they realized it. Good job by the Pinson Valley offensive lineman to get down, be able to keep possession.
Xavier Moore was in on the tackle, out of the gun. Handoff up the middle. Getting a couple. Now it was stripped. And this time, Shades Valley has recovered. Did you get the stripper?
I saw what happened.
I mean that also.
Here's the thing. The lineman, the ref on this close sideline actually had his hand up already, and I do not think he was down. We're going to get a replay of that, but
we'll take a look. But
that's another fortunate bounce and call for Pinson Valley.
Freeman rolls. Freeman throws over the head of his receiver at the 35-yard line. That was intended for T.J. Calhoun. So it'll be fourth and 12. And Freeman is going to punt.
It's a big stop by Shades Valley's defense. And now, you know, Georgia Bay is probably over there thinking, man, if we hadn't have tried an onside kick, we could have stopped them back on their own 20 instead changing field position here.
Siegler was deep, but the ball landed nowhere near him, and it's going to roll dead at the 12.5-yard line. Well, that's an interesting start to the third quarter, was it not?
A surprise onside kick, 2 fumbles, one that was ruled not a fumble,
No.
and then just a punt. And Shades Valley needs to have an offensive spark if they want to get back in this game. 14 points doesn't seem like a lot. It's not a lot, right? I mean, it's a 2-possession game. You can get 2 possessions in 5 minutes at the end of the game, but you got to have your offense do something to spark some kind of belief.
Well, and as we said very honestly at the top of our telecast here on Jeff Coed TV, offense has not been their forte.
No, yeah, they've the last 3 games they've combined for 13 points, and so that's the last 14 quarters they have 13 points. So their offense needs to get going.
Yeah, no, they're pretty deep. Inside handoff, nice hole. Knifing through, Poole. Well, he got 6 or 7 yards. I guess they'll give him 6, just shy of the 20. Be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, Poole had 60 yards in that first half. It kind of felt like more 60 yards than obviously a 30-yard reception too, right there before the end of the half.
It's good gain on first down. That looks like Poole again, and he is thrown forward after about a 2-yard gain.
Short gain on the play, bringing up 3rd down and 2.
He's coming up on 100 yards of offense here.
Well, he's been their spark, hasn't he?
He has.
Got an up back and a tailback. They'll hand it to the tailback, and he's going to lose yardage. Probably 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think there's a certain point where Shades Valley gets a little bit too predictable on offense. And that defensive line can find the holes pretty quickly. We've seen the pass protection fail several times. On a big 3rd down, that was the run protection that didn't really give Poole a chance to get out of his own backfield at all.
Well, a lot of their offense has been give it to Poole. But that one lost yardage. It's 4th and 5, so Shades Valley will punt. Rodriguez is deep. Tried the fake punt just last time. Short punt, bounces at the 42-yard line. Just depends on where. Oh, it just bounced straight up the line without going out of bounds. So a very fortuitous bounce for Rodriguez and the Mounties, and it'll go into Pinson Valley territory at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that's actually one that I was going to say this is going to be another possession. Pinson Valley starts inside Shades Valley territory, just on their own side of the 50. But certainly I think not just here early in the 3rd quarter, but throughout this game, Pinson Valley has won the battle of field position.
So there, Indians have the ball at their own 48-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Back to pass. Screen play in the middle. That was read well by Shades Valley, and particularly Moore, who picked that one up in a hurry.
Yeah, the screen looked like it was set up well. But there wasn't much running space in the middle, and he tried to bounce outside, and that's what made him run maybe 6 or 7 yards. But when you're going sideways, you're not gaining anything. Eventually, a good tackle there in space.
Freeman brings him out on a 2nd and 9. Motion, a little wiggle, and coming back this way. Cuts at the 50. Wow. Good speed inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and short. Addison on the carry.
Yeah, I think their stats and the PA and everything, it looked like a carry. That was a pitch. That was a forward pitch in my stat book. I'm putting that down as a pass. So just for future reference, I know the statisticians for each team might not say so.
I'll take your word for it. On the run is Freeman trying to get the corner. Did he get enough for the first as he went out of bounds at the 43? I think he's short. It'll make it 4th and 1 for the Indians.
And not by lack of effort. He knew that he was headed towards that boundary, and he really fought to get to the marker over there. But a good job of Shades Valley's defense to shut it off on that corner.
I think they're definitely going for it here. But it's a rather odd formation.
Good jumbo package, that's for sure.
Yeah. Out of the shotgun. Snap, trying to come this way to just get a couple of yards. He is absolutely hammered at the 42-yard line. He might have gotten the first down. On the carry was Christian Thomas. And it looks like the defender is the one that's still on the ground.
Yeah, that was a great tackle. There were people there, and he could have kind of fallen forward for the first down, but it wasn't just a tackle. It was a hit that pushed him back, and now you're going to have a stoppage because the injured player is also right next to the mark, which is across from the chains, and they're not going to be able to signal if this is a first down or not until after the injury.
You are correct.
I think it's clear that first down marker is at the 42, and that looks short of the 42. But I do think they're going to bring out the chains here.
They are, and in this case, we are right on it, aren't we?
We are. I'm staring it down.
We're staring down the 42-yard line. I think you're right.
I thought the player initially was short. The spot I thought was maybe a little generous by maybe a foot or so, but I still think he is short.
Well, we got a few blocking our view. There's a stretch of the chains,
short.
And it is short. So turnover on downs. And it goes back to the Mounties.
You can see George Bates being excited over there. He's trying to get some excitement over there.
Yeah.
He knows they're down 14-0. He knows it's been a struggle on offense. The defense has played well, and they've had some big plays, and he brings the energy to his sideline. He's always been that kind of head coach. And that's a big stop.
Yeah, you cash in on this possession.
Yeah, we keep saying that, right? You cash in on this possession,
but
it changes the game. It changes the rest of the game. And as long as their defense is keeping them this close, that's the case. But, man, you don't want to be looking at a 2-possession deficit entering the fourth quarter. That always just looks a little bit more daunting.
They have a significant amount of offense, but it's all between their 15 and Pinson Valley's 30. Remember, they did attempt a field goal towards the end of the half, and it was wide right. And now we've got a penalty. Too much time.
Now, all of that celebration, you get a turnover on downs, you get your offense out there, have a play called, a little bit of motion, and they didn't even know what the penalty was for. They had no idea the play clock was even low.
Well, back to the 37.
Same play call.
They'll run it. That's more carrying.
He lost it momentarily. He got it back. I don't think it mattered if he was down or not.
Courtney Moore plays more defense, but we've seen him in on offense a couple of times. And after all that, it'll be 2nd and 15. There's the pitch. There's Moore again trying to get the corner. Makes a nice burst along the boundary. He's going to pick up 7 or 8 yards.
And that's a good run after catching that. I thought a little stutter step actually slowed him down, but a little bit of a move, give him some space from a defender. I think you would like to see Kessler hold on to that ball maybe a little bit longer before pitching it, before making that decision.
Draw a few more defensive
draw
players,
defenders in, but the early pitch also allowed him to have a little bit more space to work with. So, ended up being it's a big 9 yards to pick up.
Christian Dooley is now in at tailback. Back to pass. Over in the flat. Twisting around. Guy had an ankle. He just wasn't going to let go. And that's going to lose 3.
Yeah, again, they actually had a route going deep. I think maybe for the first time I've seen tonight. I think that was Shackelford who was running down the left sideline, but there just was not enough time for any kind of long developing routes. And he had to get rid of that ball quickly.
Waltrip on the stop. And we're going to wear these guys' legs out.
I was going to say we might not see a lot of special teams tonight. They've combined for 2 field goal attempts all season, these two teams. But we've seen
line
plenty of
drive punt by Rodriguez. Bounces, fielded at the 20 and dropped immediately. Good coverage. One-man coverage, but it was good nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm surprised he fielded that ball. Maybe saved 5-10 yards, but it was a dangerous, very risky play to catch that ball with the defender right there on top of you.
So, with 5:11 remaining here at Pinson Valley, Indians will have the ball just over their 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Shades Valley has shown moxie on defense. And keep in mind, as I said a moment ago, several of these guys are going both ways. There's motion deep. They'll throw to the motion man, the 20, 25-yard line. Finally wrestled down just shy of the 30. You have a pickup of 6 or 7.
Yeah, they've used that motion a couple of times. We haven't seen it since the illegal shift was called. Trying to use some sort of misdirection. Don't be surprised if they keep using that, try to draw defenders, then allow Freeman to take a shot over the top.
Out of the gun, the senior quarterback wants to throw other sideline right at the hash mark. That's 1st down. Well-designed and executed play.
For Pinson Valley, 1st down.
It's now 9 for 12 for Rico Freeman. Again, haven't seen too much offense, it feels like, in this game, but putting together a quiet and a very efficient night.
There's a push, pitch. You'll call it a pass, and it'll get 7 yards.
Not only, it's not that I'm calling it a pass, it's that it is a pass.
I understand. I stand corrected. Excuse me. Trying to give you a little credit there. You just ripped me up.
It's a debate that will never end, I feel like, is whether or not it should be a rush or a pass on these jet sweeps. Because some people hand it off, some people pitch it, and that completely changes your individual stats.
And it picks up 8, so it's 2nd and 2. The Indians are moving the ball, not this time. Well, twisted around, now coming the other way, trying to get at least back to the line of scrimmage. Man, he's a little Waterberg. TJ Calhoun.
It's a name we called a lot in last year's game. He was one of the guys on that team last year that really got the ball a lot when they were struggling to find playmakers, and he was everywhere. He was actually more in the backfield last season.
There's a stoppage in play.
Looks like the penalty was declined anyway, so.
That 2nd down play lost about 4. Freeman tips it, catches it. Now he wants to launch it deep, and he has a man open. Overthrew him by half a yard at the 15-yard line. They had that hook up earlier for 6.
Bringing up 4th down and long.
It was a good-looking ball. Out of his hands, I just felt that it was a little too long. Ended up being closer than I thought it was. going to be when he let go of that pass. Man, that's going to be one that Freeman is going to want back.
He didn't miss him by much.
A little bit more air underneath it. Wait half a second. There are a lot of things that could have made that another touchdown, which would have felt like a dagger at this point in this game.
Addison was the intended receiver. Boy, it was a very, very high snap. Drifting back, kicking a line drive. Look out. Look for the football as it rolls around and out directly on the 25-yard line. 2:45 remaining. 14-0, Pinson Valley. Right here on Jeff Coed TV.
We're Pinson Valley High School, promoting achievement, respect, and success. We're Jeff Coed Strong. Fear the Spear, go Indians.
2:45 remaining here in the third quarter of play. Shades Valley, the Mounties would love to get on the board here. They've moved the ball. They just can't get it close enough to score. They did try a field goal, didn't work. Right side doesn't work there, gets a yard.
And adding a
maybe
injury to insult, depending on which order you put these things in, is that we haven't seen Quincy Poole come back into this game on offense since he went down on the defensive side of the ball on that fourth down stop.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of different running backs come in. I believe now it's Christian Dooley. Movement and a flag.
False start on offense.
It's penalty number 8 on Shades Valley tonight.
Hey, here's a reminder that bands from our area will be showing off their talent next Saturday right here on these grounds at Pinson Valley High School. That's Win the Pride of the Valley. It'll be happening at the Pinson Valley Football Stadium. You can watch the band competition live right here on Jeff Coed TV starting at 11 a.m. Back to play. Kessler. He's in trouble, and he is going down back inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. He never had a chance to get that play off.
He did. I mean, he's dealt with pressure all night, and credit to Pinson Valley's front. But these aren't just pressure and, great moves, defensive line and swim moves and breaking out of blocks. They're back there in a hurry. It is speed off the line of scrimmage and probably several missed assignments as you see guys get into the backfield and get back there to Kessler before anyone even touches them.
Guys up front are Gardner, Lewis, and Woods, all 2 seniors and a sophomore. On the run, flag, and Kessler's dropped after a pickup of maybe 1.
And unless that's a hands to the face on the defense, I think.
You think they're going to back the Mounties up inside the 5?
I don't think so. I think he probably declined that.
And they did.
Take the punt and try to use good field position for the first time. We see Quincy Poole jogging over there on the sideline now. But this offense is different without him in the game.
4th and 25 at about the 11, so the Mounties going to boot it away. Calhoun and Addison drop deep for the Indians. Rodriguez will punt. High punt, see if he gets his typical bounce. No, he did not this time. Pinson Valley is going to have excellent field position at the Shades Valley 35-yard line. Less than a minute to go here in the third quarter. You know, they've been getting good field position. And I'm tipping my Mounties cap to Shades Valley. I mean, and they've started many of these drives in the Shades Valley territory.
Especially here in the second half. This could have easily gotten out of hand in the third quarter, and Shades Valley defense has held its own. I mean, that's why you want to give credit to them right now, because they've been on their heels so much that I could still see this getting out of hand in the fourth quarter if Pinson Valley hits a couple of plays.
And up inside. Boy, there's a big hole. Bolting into the secondary for a pickup of 11. That should be first down, Indians. Carlos Johnson.
It's his biggest run of the night. Actually, Pinson Valley's biggest run of the night, and that's been the difference for Shades Valley's defense, is that they've been able to lock in on the run and only been beaten really on 2 deep pass plays.
I'll give it to him. Left side cuts back up, and a nice cut it was. He'll get 4 or 5. I did notice he was in the homecoming court. Yeah, he was escorting, or he was up for king or prince or.
Did he win something?
No, I just noticed the guy in full pants escorting this diminutive little girl. Left side, trying to get the first down. First down into the end zone. He will dive. We've got a touchdown.
I think they're blowing the horn a little too early here. This is going to be a illegal block on the edge.
I don't see any laundry. I do see the hole. Well, that touchdown will come back.
It won't stop the band from playing the fight song, though.
No, why not?
I'm not sure there's many people that realize what happened.
Let's sort this out.
I saw a Shades Valley player helmet come off, so that's what the holding call was for.
Well, they will back it up. The line of scrimmage will now be around the 30. Took away a heck of a run, but can't do it and hold. And inside, same play, same running back. He gets half of what they needed. So it'll be third and around 7.
At the end of 3, I scored Pinson Valley 14.
That's the end of the third quarter. We've got 12 minutes to play. 14-0 Indians. Hey, I want you to mark your calendars. Jefferson County School Foundation is hosting a Winter Wonderland Gala. Winter Wonderland Gala. Let's run through that a couple times. And a silent auction. The money raised for the fundraiser would go to the foundation, which helps support students inside and outside the classroom. That includes helping buy much-needed technology for students, fighting student hunger, and supporting programs that help build leadership skills. The Winter Wonderland Gala silent auction is scheduled for the night of December 12th. Again, mark it on your calendar. It's a really cool building downtown, the Florentine. You can register for tickets by scanning the QR code on the screen. You have to be 21 years or older to attend. So who's the fourth quarter going to belong to here, Caleb?
I think this possession is really going to it feels like almost a deciding factor on if Shades Valley is going to stay in this game or not. I do think at a certain point, if this game stays 14-0 long enough, you keep a team around just long enough, they're going to, make the most of it. And Shades Valley, I think if they get a stop here, I think we might end up seeing an exciting finish. But Pinson Valley, if I had to guess, will have 2 downs here to get 6 yards, and I think if they get it, it almost feels like icing.
There's the fake handoff, bursting up the middle and dancing, sprinting into the end zone. There's a touchdown. Rico Freeman
I think that answers my question. That's the second time I've said if they score here, and sure enough, it's Rico Freeman who runs it in.
He now has 4 touchdowns on the year and 2 in this game. And I'm not saying that put it away, but without Poole, your offense is somewhat limited.
2 rushing and a long passing touchdown as well. It's been a quiet night offensively in general for both teams, but Rico Freeman really put together a good performance tonight, did what was needed. I think at this point, 3 touchdowns seems insurmountable.
They get through him. Block that. Knock it. All right. After the touchdown, it's 20-0, and of course, Chris Osborne's ready.
All right, Jeff Co-Ed TV, Chris Osborne here with tonight's homecoming queen at Pinson Valley. Congratulations. Tell me your name.
My name is Brandy Ballard.
So, Brittany, tell me about tonight. Amazing or what?
Yes, I was nervous when they was calling my name, and then when I heard my name, I was surprised and I was happy.
So you're a senior. Tell us about your plans.
My plans is to go to college, and I want to be a caretaker.
That's really cool. So you got family, friends here yelling your name?
Yes, sir. I do. I brought out my daddy came, my mama, my cousins. I love y'all.
All right, congratulations. Thanks so much. Best of wishes. All right, guys, back to you.
It's a good kick. It is fielded 10, 15, 20, and just horse collar down at the 20-yard line. And you can't use that term for a tackle as freely as you used to be, because horse collaring now is a penalty.
That's I've been a little intrigued by Shades Valley's kick returns. It feels like they always run to the opposite side of the field than they catch it on, and it makes for a much longer return. I mean, it looked like you just ran 30 yards and you gained 12. You're losing yardage when you're not running north and south.
Yeah, but
it seems like the simplest lesson.
Yeah, it's called return left, but they're not all designated immediately.
I thought that the first couple, but now that it's been consistent, I'm thinking.
You're just thinking that's.
Yeah, they're doing the wrong. They catch and they think there's more green on the other side.
So line of scrimmage for the Mounties at 20-yard line. Again, it's 1st and 10. Cutting back, no gain. And a lot of flags on the field. I'm going to sort this out. The line of scrimmage right now is about the 22, but they're going to march it back 5. Wait a minute. They're going to back them up 10.
I think they have them on the 10-yard line right now.
Yep.
Which I guess means the holding happened 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Again, spot fouls, high school football rules.
Oh, it's 1st and a little more than 20. Kessler throws, batted down. Inside the 5, kind of dangerous. There were 3 black jerseys around him.
Yeah, it might be better that he dropped that. That was going to be more loss of yardage, and he was about to take a big hit, too. Just telegraphed the swing pass a little too much. And what's funny is that if you throw a pump fake out there, you're going to have a wide open receiver down the field because every single defensive back stepped up for that play.
2nd down. Kessler, the freshman quarterback, has gone the distance. Looked like there was movement. Kessler on the run. Kessler's got some running room along the far boundary. He's going to be tackled out of bounds at about the 20 and get about half of it back.
Kessler spent most of tonight running, and not necessarily for rushing yards, but just running around in the backfield for his life. Been able to have a couple of big plays with his legs, but they certainly wish that he could spend a little bit more time in the pocket than he has tonight.
All righty, third. They didn't give him as much as I thought they would. 3rd and 12. And here you go, just like you called. He's on the run, and finally, did he just take a knee? I'm not sure he was touched. He just decided he was about to get walloped.
And you can't blame him. I mean, you never want to have any sign of giving up or anything like that, and that's not necessarily what it was, but he's been taking a lot of hits.
Yes.
You know, he runs out of bounds and all that, but he's taken a lot more contact than you want your quarterback taking.
Yeah, especially a freshman. And that'll lose a couple more, so 4th and 17.
If they get the ball back, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Xavier Moore, who's played plenty of quarterback for them this season, come in.
I think he's played in every game, or at least 3. And another stoppage in play.
This is another delayed game as Shades Valley didn't have
enough players out
11
there.
players out there. And instead of taking a timeout, again, Coach Bates probably more of a teaching moment than anything else.
He's had a few of those, hasn't he?
Too many for him.
Punt. Taken by an up back to the 30, the 25, and he cuts back the 22. He's still on his feet, coming to this boundary. He's got a corner, the 20, cuts back again. Now he's juking inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line.
Got a flag on the play.
Got a flag. That was T.J. Calhoun.
Sure, you saw it on your screen at the same time you heard all the oohs and ahs from the crowd as well. Blindside block, I'm sure, will be the call on this one.
Yep. Boy, he did some juking around, didn't he?
Did. I'm sure in many situations you're going to have coaches get over there. You're going to get to the sideline, think you made a bunch of people miss. One, you don't even get all the yards you just got, and you're probably going to have coaches tell you, why did you even try to catch that ball? There's no reason for you to be running up full speed when you're up 3 touchdowns to try to catch that punt. Let it bounce. Just walk away.
There's a little bit of football in him, or a lot of football in him.
Hey,
sometimes you just get carried away.
You can see it when he does have the ball in his hands. He wants to make something happen, and because he's good at it. He's good at making people miss.
Return aside, penalty included from the 40. Handoff, 4 yards on the left side. Good block in there by Perkins. Long Williams. Thomas Wilson and Maxwell make up the guys along the line of scrimmage. Got 4, 2nd and 6. Bouncing outside, now cutting back. He'll get another 3 or 4 on the carry. That's Ace, right?
That is.
Ace Simeon Connor.
Mentioned he has 4 touchdowns entering this year, and Pinson Valley's still moving with a little bit of pace. I think their offense is their offense. They like to stick to their guns.
Really tight formation. They'll fake to Ace. Running left in as a quarterback on a keeper. That's Freeman. He took a pretty good shot going out of bounds, but it's enough for a first down. As it appears to me that Pinson Valley is on the verge of salting this thing away with a 20-0 lead, 9 minutes remaining. And I got to believe that Shades Valley's pretty pooped on that side of the football.
They are, especially with these runs that's happening now. I mean, you get to 3rd and short and you still get the first down. That's exactly what Pinson Valley's offense wants to do right now.
Ace. Left side, he'll get a couple.
And I think on that 3rd and short, that might have been the first time we've seen Rico Freeman maybe make the wrong read and keeping it when he should have handed the ball off. Defensive end was chasing him the whole time. He just had the speed to get to the edge and convert.
2nd and 8. Freeman fakes, dodges, rolls, throws, incomplete. A lot of movement for no gain.
I think he saw an open receiver before he made the move in the backfield, and then he tried to make the move and still throw it to the same guy he saw who was open, and he was no longer open.
Yeah, he's still thinking he was open. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
And now's the time where they are taking time off the play clock on a down where the clock's not running.
8:08 remaining. Ace, left side, big hole, down close to the 15-yard line and close to a first down. We'll just have to wait and see how far they measure the Connor run. It's well short of the down marker. It'll be 4th and 1. Unless you want to give your field goal kicker just a shot. I'm thinking they're going to do the tush push. And I believe they got it. The big fellow we were talking about a minute ago, Thomas, came in at fullback. Ace was pushing. Johnson, that is. Carlos Johnson, the fullback.
They made that look easy. They can be as successful with it as the Eagles are. I think you can be looking at a pretty good football team.
You know, you're probably not old enough to remember, but that used to be totally against the rules. You could not push a player with a football. And maybe Ace again, left side. Ooh, nice tackle at the 10-yard line. Or Ace would have been in.
Yeah, I think everyone now talks about the tush push, but before it was always the bush push, right? The USC Notre Dame game when Reggie pushed Matt Leinart over.
Bringing up 2nd down and 6.
I don't like it, to be very frank with you.
Timeout, Shades Valley.
Just going to talk Reggie Bush now? Is it that point of the game?
No. Oh, you want to know? No. Bush is fine. Yeah. I just don't like the play.
I know. There's a lot of people in football that don't. They want it banned.
I do too. But they hadn't called me.
Worked well for Pinson Valley there. They didn't call you either.
No. And we've got a timeout on the field, which gives an opportunity to take a break here on Jeff Coed TV. Oh, just do it right now. Both these schools have great alumni, and one of them is Deron Payne. You remember he played at Alabama. He's now with the Washington Commanders. Recently, Shades Valley has retired his number 94. Man, he was a really good player. Well, I'm saying he still is a really good player. Back to play, and even 7 minutes remaining in this football game. 2nd and 6. Ace left side. Ace with a great block on the corner. He gets down inside the 5. 1st and goal, Indians.
Yeah, Connor's certainly been the workhorse a little bit more in the second half. Obviously, Rico Freeman has the touchdown run, but this has been a heavy dose.
They're going to give it to him again, and he is going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Pinson Valley, their 4th of the evening. And they'll make it 26-0 with a point after pending.
Connor struggled to get going in that first half. He's now up to 67 yards rushing. A touchdown, probably a deserved touchdown.
Yeah, he did almost all the work.
He did a lot of work on that drive early in this second half as well. And this is, again, you go back and you look at that 3rd down where we were talking that could swing the game if Pinson Valley picked it up or if it stayed at 2 touchdowns. Shades Valley was still in it. And ever since that touchdown run by Freeman, this one has felt.
Rojas, a little bit of a high snap, nice placement, but the kick was a line drive left. So that's twice in a row on these touchdowns that Pinson Valley has failed to point. the point after.
So, I understand Rojas. He might miss a couple extra points. He's too busy playing the trumpet.
Is that
Both
what it is?
pregame and during the halftime show, he was out there marching in his football uniform. Got to give credit to him for that.
So Pinson Valley will kick off. Rojas. You may have said, but I thought I didn't. He was. What was he playing?
Trumpet.
Trumpet.
Playing trumpet.
Not easy to play.
I mean, it takes a lot of wind, and then you get out here and you have to kick. He's having himself a full night on homecoming.
Night's just beginning in some ways. Rojas kicks to the 16. Here comes the Mounties back out to the 30-yard line. Well, they will have it 1st and 10.
I know this is exactly the kind of performance Pinson Valley wanted. You can talk revenge game. You can talk how important it was to the region's standings, how important it is to their playoff implications, it being homecoming night. This is what they wanted. They felt like, you have an offense that's struggling and their defense has been playing well, but they just lost a 1 point, one that's going to hurt from last week when that 1 point loss to Oxford, and be able to come back and respond the way they have. Again, a big game from Rico Freeman. This has been a pretty thorough and all-around good performance by Pinson Valley.
Out of the gun, quarterback keeper trying to run back and around the defender, and it's going to drop. That was a freshman play, to be very honest with you.
Yeah, it looked like it was a busted play from the snap, and then he tried to run forward, and then almost looked like he wanted to try to do the play anyway after stepping forward. Whatever the timing was, wherever his blockers were, that play was not going anywhere from the start.
He started running backwards and lost yardage. In fact, probably close to 7, where it'll be 2nd and 17 as the line of scrimmage now is 23-yard line. They need to get to the 40.
It's going to go down as Pinson Valley's 7th tackle for a loss in this game.
Wow. Credit that defensive front. Quick pass, off balance. Is that Poole back in?
It is a frustrated Poole, it looks like, as this game is very different from the one he left maybe 30 minutes ago.
And incomplete pass, so make it 3rd and 17 again.
Yeah, that play was something that you really saw how much the pressure is getting to Kessler in the backfield, is that he was dancing before really anyone was on top of him, and then he short-armed the throw. I think he was in the air when he threw that ball. Not a lot of power behind it. Couldn't, get it out to get it out to the flats, and it's been a struggle for him in the backfield.
Kessler's got pressure. He's going down. Did the ball come with him? I don't believe so, but that certainly could have come loose in a hurry. Kessler did a great job to hang on to that ball.
He did, yeah. I definitely thought that ball was going to be out. And now you're at the point where you're really starting to see the body language of both teams and how different it is, making a difference on every single play. Energy, strength, any kind of chase down or anything. Pinson Valley just has a little bit extra edge in a game that is comfortably in hand at this point.
We'll check and see if your crystal ball is working, and maybe we see Raymond Howard here at quarterback. First to punt on 4th.
Boy, one of the better punts, and they didn't get the snap off. Another delay of game.
And that makes 4, 5. Quite a few. And I would guess at least
6.
And I would guess at least 3 of them have been on punts.
I think 3 of them have been on punts, and then there was another one that was out of a timeout or possession change.
Yeah, not when you would normally expect, obviously.
Right.
So that makes it 4th and Shades Valley. Well, really, really short punt. A block, scooped up. Indian on the run, slung out of bounds, 43-yard line. Shackelford on the tackle.
Again, a play that you're probably just trying to tell him, don't pick the ball up. There's a lot of players on this Pinson Valley team right now that want to get their hands on the ball. Because, again, that hasn't exactly been an offensive powerhouse for them either. They have a lot of players who want to get in on the action at this point.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 in Shades Valley territory. Out of the shotgun. It's still Freeman, and he wants to air it out deep, looking to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. It was intended for Thomas. Pretty good man-to-man defense.
I thought if anyone was open, it would have been the inside receiver, and Freeman decided to go to the outside. Honestly, I think he probably got away with offensive pass interference. I don't think either player was going to be able to catch that ball, though. But there was certainly a little bit of a tug, pull down of the jersey by that receiver on the edge.
Second down from the 43. Freeman, handoff. No, good fake. He's running the right side, and he will coast out of bounds just shy of the 35-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 3.
You know you don't want to take a hit. I get that. That's one where you maybe save 1 or 2 yards and just slide, keep the clock moving.
3rd down and 3.
They need 3. Freeman. Left side handoff. That's Ace on the run into the secondary, and Ace is gonna cruise into the end zone. It's a 36-yard touchdown for the Indians, and they're laying it on now.
Yeah, and that puts Connor over 100 yards in this game, which is something that I don't think anyone would have thought was going to happen when we were looking at halftime, and he had like 6 yards. But certainly a huge second half for him, huge second half for Pinson Valley. You know, they might have let Shades Valley hang around a little bit longer than they wanted to, but they've really stepped it up here in the fourth quarter to be able to run away with this.
4:10 remaining at Pinson Valley, and they are in control. On homecoming, it's 32-0, pending a point after. The stands were really, really nice and full earlier.
Well, you combine a homecoming night with a close matchup and a rivalry and a region game, and a good night for the home team. This is, I won't say it looks like the Pinson Valley stands of 2020, I guess not 2020, but 2018, 2019, during the Knicks era. That's when you had people lining the fences, it felt like, all the way around the stadium.
Rojas, point after. Boy, he just absolutely drilled that.
So he was mad about the last 2 misses.
I guess so. He took it out on the football. 33-0, and we'll be back on Jeff Coed TV.
Certainly we need more drivers, but we need folks more than that who want to make a difference.
It's the best job in the world. Bus drivers are doing a tremendous job in receiving kids each day with a smile, sending them home each day with a smile, making a difference in their lives.
Most bus drivers are there to invest in the children as well as to gain an investment for themselves. We're excited that you're interested in being a bus driver trainer. The potential is great about changing lives.
Hey, you know, I know we're focused on football, but you look at your calendar, we are not that far away from basketball. And for homestanding Pinson Valley here tonight, they're hoping for another great season like last year. They finished second in the state in the 6A championship game. They lost to Paul Bryant. Austin Connor was the 6A player of the year. He's the son of one of my all-time favorites, TC, Terry Connor. He's one of 3 or 4 or 5 outstanding point guards that Wimp Sanderson had playing for him down in Tuscaloosa. So here we go. Rojas taken by Mountie at the 10, 15, 20. That's Shackelford. He's trying to, he is pulled down by the neck, then bounces back outside. Here he is on the run, and he is finally taken down. A nice open field tackle at about the 16-yard line.
That's just, again, it's one of those things where it feels like Pinson Valley is playing with more energy. You can break 3 or 4 tackles, but their side is locked in. They want to chase down the ball. They want to go after it right now. And even what looks like a return where you made several tacklers miss, you gained 7 yards. You know, it's just been one of those nights for Shades Valley.
Yeah, it really has. George Bates still trying to get him. You know, don't quit, don't quit. You got 3:55 left here. Meanwhile, Pinson Valley's got an extra charge following 3 consecutive touchdowns. Close to that.
They've all been here in this fourth quarter as well.
Yep. Kessler on the run, being chased by an Indian, and he will just throw it out of bounds.
I think he might have gotten a note from the sideline on the last couple of possessions about
trying to keep the play going.
Right, yeah. Throwing the ball away isn't the worst thing that could happen.
I wonder what all these students got going on for homecoming. Assuming they still have dances, don't they?
Usually on the Saturday.
On the Saturday?
It is, yeah.
We used to, don't know. I thought we had it after the game, but then that doesn't make much sense. Kessler, low snap, dropped the ball, falls on it. Smart play.
Boy, it's just, it's really felt like that play over and over again over the past 10 minutes of this ball game. Just really all in the fourth quarter, just how much it's gotten away, how well Shades Valley was playing. The 4th down stop on 4th and short, it felt like there could have been a point to turn the game around, and Pinson Valley's defense just never allowed Shades Valley to feel comfortable and to get into this game. And yeah, you might say every team Shades Valley play has made them feel that way, but Pinson Valley had to come out and do that after giving up 41 a week ago.
Kessler on the run. He's going to pick up very close to 10 yards out to the 20-yard line. Maybe getting a little chippy down there. Hope not. You know, for all this freshman has been through, I think there's some really good days for him ahead.
I think you can see.
He's a good athlete. He's got a very strong arm.
You can see the tools are there.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think the mistakes that we have seen tonight have been, whether it's decisions or just football IQ. It's about you got to play that position a lot. You got to study that position a lot to be good at it.
Drop the punt. Now the punt's away. It hits at the 35. It's going to roll all the way up to the 40-yard line. And that's where Pinson Valley will take it and could just about run the clock out taking a knee. 2:03 remaining.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if Shades Valley takes any timeouts.
No, not trailing 33-0.
And with a home clock, 40 seconds, you could probably kneel it 3 times. Take off those extra 3 seconds that are currently in the way.
I believe Raymond Howard is going to come in, the backup quarterback.
Well, then you might actually see some offensive plays here.
Yeah, you know what? You want to get him live snaps, And now we've got a timeout. What did you say? Shades Valley wouldn't take any?
I guess not when the clock was running.
Oh, I forgot that part. And they gather around George Bates. Hey, Pinson Valley cafeteria workers are having fun. This is homecoming week. They took part in a school dress-up thing for homecoming. Take a look at this. The themes included Cartoon Day duos, or squads. Teachers, students, and other faculty members all took part in the fun. Raymond Howard, the backup quarterback, he's a sophomore. He's thrown 10 passes, 6 complete, 59 yards, and he has thrown for a touchdown. Respectable numbers for the sophomore. Who I think will be a major part of the Pinson Valley offense in the future. And he just hands it off up the middle and losing a couple of yards. They've been checking to see who the ball carrier was. Lost a couple. Zion Moffitt. He's played a little bit this year. Hey, there's the fake. Howard with the keeper at the 30. Howard has one man to beat, tries to stiff arm, doesn't work out. He is dragged out of bounds by Cameron Britton, the senior. See where they're going to mark it. Right at the 11-yard line, so it will not be first and goal. 1:08 remaining.
He went out of bounds, but George Bates actually took another timeout. He's really trying to talk to his guys over there. He wants them to get live snaps as well.
Yep, he's coaching them up.
That's what he does. That's what he's always done. That's how he's turned programs around. So,
well, pulling for him. It's a tough task. But you're right. He has done it before.
Yeah, there's no reason to doubt him at this point. I mean, I know there's some things where he thought that he might stay at center point and try to build that even further, but you get an opportunity to coach at a 6A school, a place where you can continue to progress and hope that you can take the program with you, and that's what he's trying to do right now.
Oh, yeah, Shades Valley with a great history. I can go all the way back. We got a flag now. I go all the way back to the Robert Hickenbotham days in the 80s and 90s. Boy, he was a coach. So let's sort the stoppage and play out.
Shades Valley's got 12 guys out there. After your own timeout to come out with that, that's, again, just kind of indicative of the kind of night it's been.
Howard the snap. He hands off. Pulling forward is Moffitt, and he'll get it down to the 1-yard line. And Pinson Valley may try and shove it in here. Second and 1. They actually can get a first down before the touchdown, but instead, Moffitt will go in. Hang on. There's another flag.
It's one of those endings of a game where you think they could take a knee on it. No timeouts, no running out of bounds. Oh, okay, well, they just want to score and then move on to the kickoff, and then there's a flag. Something else keeps coming up.
Well, looks like the penalty was on Pinson Valley.
And I think it was the right call. It looked like a holding on the edge, which allowed him to break over there.
It didn't take him long at all to throw the flag, so
no.
It must have been fairly obvious. So instead of the touchdown, they will back it up to about the 11, 12-yard line.
They only have to snap it one more time, depending on what happens on this
Clock's running at 30. Yeah, Looks like they're going to run a play, though. Keeper by Howard. Howard, inside the 5, is not going to make it. In fact, the ball came loose. And that should be the end of the football game.
Unless either team really wants to get a snap in, I think that is going to be it.
Yeah, we're at the 6-minute mark. Well, it's pretty good first half, pretty competitive. But in the second half, particularly in the fourth quarter, where Pinson Valley put 3 touchdowns up, and they win it by a score of 33-0. And our Chris Osborne is going to catch up with Pinson Valley's head coach, James Thompson.
Chris Osborne with Coach Thompson. Coach, convincing win, a lot of offense, but even better defense.
Yeah, man, I was proud of our guys, man. Those guys lined up and executed. They really had a really good game plan to run the clock. One's pretty good. He's running around on offense, give us some fits, to be able to get some first downs. But I was really proud of our guys for executing from start to finish.
So now you're 3-2. How do you finish out the season, Coach?
Well, the rest of them, and hopefully they don't lose again, right? So hopefully we can play all the way until December. But we're just taking a game at a time, man. One game at a time. That's the way you got to approach it. That's what we'll do.
All right, Coach, I'm going to let you get to your team and celebrate. Thanks so much.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, back to you guys up top.
Once again, the final score from the home of the Indians. It's Pinson Valley 33, Shades Valley Mounties nothing. Hey, be with us next week. Game of the week, Central at Gardendale. And you can watch it right here at Jeffco Ed TV. Caleb, I'll see you there.
I'll be there. I think we'll have a good one. It's a game that Gardendale needs. Maybe something to turn that season around a little bit for them. And I think Pinson Valley expecting this win to kind of catapult them forward in region play. It's going to be a battle in that region. The top 5 teams in this region, somebody has to miss the playoffs. And yeah, you kind of assume it's not going to be Clay Chalkville, right? But the other 4, it could fall in any direction. And this was a game Pinson Valley needed. Big response after last week's heartbreaker. And definitely a different team than the 1-9 team we saw a year ago.
Well, a big special shout-out and thanks to our Jeffco Ed TV crew. If you've been with us, you know we talked about it earlier, but we received a torrential downpour. And today our booth is outside, and they went scrambling, and they got us on. You may be watching it in a delayed form, so we're unable to go live. But kudos and good night from Pinson Valley on Jeffco Ed TV.